Hey there, Caleb. I just wanted to give you some feedback here in terms of your first reflection paper. Okay, I think you've chosen the theme. I'm not. So I agree with you that this is something that is discussed. This general theme that there's a difference between man and animal. Um, I'm not. I think overall my main observation is that the way that you laid out the information makes it kind of difficult to kind of figure out, well, okay, well, what are you saying about that? Like this paragraph right here that you have in here, you're saying a lot. You're given a lot of different examples. You begin by talking about Rainsford's and witness ideas, so it leads me to believe that you're going to talk about both of their ideas, but you only actually talk about Rainsford's. Then all of a sudden over here, then you go into a completely different experience. You're talking about when Rainsford fell off the boat and what that meant. So it almost seems like you have three sections in this one paragraph. One section right here, another section that you can kind of completely separate from that first section, and then this last section. To further this point, River finds a spot. So like this is a different section, and then you move on to Zaroff, right? And in here, this you're I guess for me, I had a difficult time trying to figure out, like, okay, well, what is the author saying about that? Are you saying that the author is saying like that there's a difference between men and animals? Are you saying that the author is saying that there is really no difference? You kind of gave me an idea of all the different things that reminded you of all the different quotes, all the different instances that reminded you of how the author is touching on the difference between man and animals, but I'm not quite sure what the point was that you were trying to say, because here all of a sudden now, like over here you wrote this. This story also deals with morality of treating humans as animals. So like now over here, now you're no longer, you're no longer addressing this. Now you're talking about the issue of morality. So this discussion here kind of took the paper and your reflection in completely different directions, right? And so I'm not quite sure if you were addressing this theme right here. I'm just not quite sure what it is you felt the story is saying. Is the story saying one thing? Is the story saying something else? Is the story saying two different things, three different things about this? What is it saying? And because you're kind of moving from one example to the next, to the next, to the next, without really prefacing the example with like, at this point, the author seems to be addressing this theme like this and then providing the example. Instead, what you're showing me is you're just showing me all the different places where, at least in the beginning, where this is being discussed, but you don't make sense of it for your reader. So in that sense, it's really difficult for me to kind of follow what it is you're trying to say here. All right. So when you write your second reflection paper, that's the one thing that I want you to really work on, right? Is making sure that you organize your paper in such a way that you move from one point to the next to the next by separating into paragraphs rather than having all these different points all in one paragraph. Okay? I hope all that makes sense, Caleb. Please let me know if you have any questions for me. Okay? Thanks, Caleb.